Você que é brasileiro, você que estudou inglês já há muito tempo, já teve as suas experiências no exterior, já teve as suas experiências no exterior, sabe o que eu tô falando. Estuda, 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 a hora que quer falar, parece que a coisa não vem. Vai viajar, não consegue entender o americano nativo. O que isso acontece, né? O que acontece com o inglês que o americano fala? O que acontece é o seguinte, o inglês que o americano fala, na verdade, ele é cheio de connections, de reductions, ele é cheio de articulações que a gente, no português, não consegue alcançar. Você precisa conhecer técnicas para isso. That's why I insist so much that pronunciation is a key to having good English, to have fluidity, not only fluency, but fluidity, clarity. Speak English, naturally, sound natural when you talk. When you sound natural when you talk, and you know the rules and you know how Americans will speak, of course you will understand them. Today I chose a video, a short part of a video where it's a short conversation, like 2 or 3 sentences, a simple one, and we're going to analyze it together to see what happens, in fact, when we think we're going to hear one thing, when we think people pronounce things one way, when in fact they say things in a different way. Let's watch the video and then we talk about it.
In that moment, I realized that Amy was the only woman I ever wanted to kiss for the rest of my life. So I came to New Jersey to ask her to marry me.
So let's see part by part here. In that moment, so what we have here is in, not in. A gente quer ouvir in, né? In com som de I, no. In com E, som de E com circunflexo. That, held T. Essas consoantes finais, que são held sounds, representam sim um problema para o brasileiro, porque a gente quer ouvir, né? That, stop, e é justamente o contrário. That. Form the T, but you don't release it. You don't put it out. And that moment, cut the T. Reduce it. Produce it, but you don't put it out. In that moment, I realized that Amy, here I have a flap T. O que é esse flap T? É quando o T juntado com uma vogal fica com som fraco de arara, siri. Ele tem que ser fraco para ter esse som. Ra, that Amy was, e não was, that Amy was the only. Por que the? Porque a palavra seguinte começa com vogal. The only woman. A articulação do W é diferente. Quando eu falo, por exemplo, Wilson, eu falo com o meu lábio relaxado. In English, I have to say Wilson, woman, will, were. So, that Amy was the only woman. That Amy was the only woman I ever wanted. Olha o W de novo. Wanted. Want in the past. Wanted. Costumo dizer que é o número 1 como se você colocasse no passado. I ever wanted a kiss. Wanted to kiss. Cuidado, porque a tendência do brasileiro é falar to. Até para o número 2. To. Me too. No, me too. Number 2. So in this case, I also have to. I ever wanted to kiss. Kiss, aberto, não é kiss. Kiss. Percebem como o som do K, ele sai daqui? Cake, come, kiss. E com circunflexo. Kiss for the rest of my life. For, só quando é falado sozinho, for. But if you put it in a sentence, it's going to be reduced. And then what you say is for the rest. You don't say the T. For the rest of my life. So here we have the first sentence already. Now, the second sentence. So, I came to New Jersey. I came to again. I came to New Jersey. Attention here because it's New Jersey, New York, e não new, okay? New Jersey, Jersey, sound of Z. I came to New Jersey to ask her, again, to ask her, KTH, to ask her to marry me. Outro two, reduced. Isso é uma redução. To marry me. So I came to New Jersey to ask her to marry me. All right? Marry is a stronger word in the sentence. Remember that the words are pronounced in blocks, not like in Portuguese that I say word by word. They are pronounced together. So for the rest of my life, I came to New Jersey to ask her to marry me. You see, it's one block. So that's why things become more difficult. So what we're going to do now, we're going to watch it again, and this time it's going to be much easier.
In that moment, I realized that Amy was the only woman I ever wanted to kiss for the rest of my life. So I came to New Jersey to ask her to marry me.
So you see, now that you know what's happening, now that you know what was reduced, what was connected, things are easier. Now imagine if you learn all the rules and if you start practicing, because you cannot just listen to things. You have to listen and you have to repeat, because your muscles have to practice. You have to gain new memory for your muscles so that you don't transfer sounds from Portuguese anymore. English has different sounds that have to be respected, okay? So this was my message for today. Espero que curtam esse vídeo, se inscrevam no nosso canal, and I'll see you in our next challenge. Bye!